I'm Sophie Long, live at the hospital in northern Thailand, where 12 boys and their football coach are now recovering after a daring 3-day rescue. The boys are said to be healthy, fever-free, and they seem to be in high spirits.
No one thought we could make it, but we did. It was a first for the world.
The doctor and the Thai Navy divers who had been with them are also out of the cave safely. They say they're not sure if by miracle or by science.
And I'm Kasia Madeira in London, also coming up on the programme.
Hello, it is 1 a.m. in London, 7 a.m. here in northern Thailand, where 12 boys and their football coach are now being treated in the hospital behind me after being trapped in a cave for more than 2 weeks. It was a massive, high-risk 3-day rescue operation, unprecedented in its scale and complexity, but they pulled it off. Some here say they can't believe it. Others say they never lost hope. Well, there were cheers and applause when the last ambulance arrived here at hospital last night, as Jonathan Head reports.
Would this be the day that saw all the boys and their coach out safely? With the sky darkening, it had to be today. Helicopters in the afternoon told us they were getting ready. Then the telltale flashing lights.
Well, this is the second ambulance we've seen, and behind it the third on this, we're hoping, the last day of this truly remarkable operation. And every ambulance we've seen so far has meant another life saved.
Inside the caves, dozens of divers have been working in wet, claustrophobic conditions to support the rescuers. There hasn't been a cave rescue this big or this ambitious before. The boys were fed and treated underground by an army medic to strengthen them for the difficult journey out. Even so, some divers said it was too dangerous to try. Only the threat of renewed flooding forced them to push ahead. These men run the boys' football team. 17 days of worry, of ups when the boys were found and downs when they couldn't get out were over.
I want to hug them first. I want to cheer them on. I want to tell them how worried I've been. I don't know what to say.
We had something else to tell Coach Noparat.
From Manchester United. Man U.
An invitation from Manchester United to the rescued boys, most of them Man U fans, to visit Old Trafford next season. This is the man who's run the rescue operation from the start. Thai bureaucrats rarely get this kind of reception, but he'd pulled off a rescue the whole country had longed for.
Today, Thais, Team Thailand, the government, the private sector, and the media have been supporting one another, while the international community has been providing us moral support. We accomplished a mission that was deemed by many as impossible. It was the first time in the world.
Everyone involved in this huge and complex mission was celebrating. These are engineers who've been diverting streams to lower water levels in the caves. People came out to cheer the ambulances as they brought the last of the boys into hospital, safe and sound. Only a week ago, when they were found, trapped and exhausted, who would have believed this was possible? Jonathan Head, BBC News, Chiang Rai, northern Thailand.
Well, elite divers came here to Chiang Rai to help the Thai authorities get the boys out of the cave. Some said this mission would never work, that it was too dangerous and too complex. But on day one, they brought 4 boys out safely. Day 2, another 4 boys came out safely, but still the nation held its breath until last night there was confirmation that all 12 boys and their football coach had not only been brought out of the cave, but they were alive and they were relatively healthy given their ordeal. Lucy Williamson has been speaking to some of those who were involved in the operation.
Congratulations. How are you feeling?
Exhausted.
Their elation hidden by exhaustion, Eric, Mika and Per arrived back from the mountain tonight with barely the words or energy to tell their story. How did it go?
Good. Very good.
These are the men who won against a mountain. Heroes from all walks of life, all corners of the world. United not in a single act of bravery, but in dozens of them. Earlier today, they were among the last divers to leave the mountain with the Thai Navy SEALs. The cheers marking the end of a crisis that gripped the world and took a global team to solve.
Bring all of staff to my team.
Their organiser, a Thai rock singer who drew donations from her followers, breathing tanks, regulators and hiking equipment. I asked her what they would do tonight.
Oh, celebrate. all country, maybe all around the world, celebrate for us, for the team, you know, for government, for everybody who has worked very hard.
Down the road, Navy SEALs were celebrating. We've had to blur their faces. After weeks of holding its breath, tonight Thailand is celebrating. They say faith can move mountains. Thailand chose to put its faith in the men who venture inside them. Lucy Williamson, BBC News, Chiang Rai.
Well, the final 4 footballers and their coach will be waking up on the 8th floor of the building behind me in a comfortable bed for the first time in what must seem like a very long time. Now, they have been reunited with their teammates. They haven't yet been reunited with their families. The first 8, we're told, have been able to see their parents, but only through glass. They're very worried about potential infection at the moment. So hopefully they will be able to get to see their families, their parents very soon. There's lots of food requests, of course. As you can imagine, they say they're very hungry. They haven't yet been given their favourite foods. They're being given very soft, easily digestible foods. You have to remember, of course, they went for 10 days without anything to eat at all. We're told that they'll be kept in hospital for up to 7 days.
Sophie, it's just such great news to hear that they are doing well, given all of that they've experienced. Sophie Long there in Chiang Rai, thank you so much. And yes, as Sophie was saying, they're not quite yet eating their favourite food. A little later on here on Newsday, we'll be speaking to a nutritionist to explain exactly why it's important that they eat slightly easier food to digest. Before that, though, let's bring you up to date with some